Good morning, Aries. I'm going to be delivering one of your messages today from Spirit to see what they got to say. So I hope whenever you're viewing this, you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, or a good night. Whatever just really feels right, my friend. So yeah, dude. I hope you have a good day at work or whatever if you stay at home. You know what I mean? I'm going to write your name in a book. I've been recently trying to keep a ledger of the sides I read so I'm not over blasting them with messages. So I figured we can do an energy check in to see how you've been doing. The last time I did a relationship read for you was on the 5th, and the last time I checked your vibes was on the 10th. So I feel like that's a good spacing so I'm not overloading you. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yo, I slept good. Well, I didn't sleep all that. Like, it was all right. It was all right. I'm not gonna lie, it was all right. I prefer a little bit more, but that's okay. At least I'm up early. I've got enough energy just to proceed with getting ready for the day. So yeah, yeah. I hope my assignment isn't a bit heavy today. I'm lighting a cinnamon stick for wealth, prosperity, abundance, keeping our pockets chunky because we do like that over here, baby. We're always manifesting money. We're always manifesting money. hmm Okay, babe. So yeah, this is just an energy check to see overall how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how you're doing. I'm going to start off with one of your angel numbers. 7777. Perseverance. Perspective shift, reflection, resilience, inner wisdom, enlightenment, determination. Now is the time to shift your perspective on the challenges that are currently dominating your life. To achieve success, continue on your path with determination. Tap into your inner wisdom and you will intuitively know the right next step to take. So for sure, man, I don't know what you got going on, you know what I mean? But definitely look at this as an obstacle that you will overcome. Honestly, I definitely think it's about a mental thing on how you really perceive your circumstances and how you do overcome those things. Um, I definitely feel like it's about your will and determination, just to keep, hanging in there with life. Life might be life, but you're the main character. So this is about how you devote yourself to yourself and your journey, man. It's redirection sometimes, and sometimes we need that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we'll get a card from one of the romance angels just to see what they got going on. Mm. Is there anything for Aries? Okay. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with you. I think you need to have like lighten up, man. I feel like you need to dance. You need to, get out of your shell. Um, I don't know, dude. I feel like maybe everything that's been going on with you right now, it's might have been a little tough. Your love life might have taken a little hit, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't get back out there. Try again, you know what I'm saying? It takes two to tangle. And if you want some passion in your life right now, if you want, that chemical romance, the dopamine going off in your head and you're feeling good and everything like that, maybe you should step out there, Aries. I think it's about definitely your perspective on how you're thinking about things, and you deserve to have passion and romance in your life, man. Yeah. Let's see what's, Spirit would like to give you advice on. Like, what you can do to elevate your mood, lighten up. Imagine and envision. So definitely this is about your manifestations right now. I definitely see you just focused on like your future. I definitely see there's love in the aspect of things. So you like, you could be like focused on what you want to build for yourself, how you're about to bring in wealth, when you want to settle down and everything like that, getting your own house, you know, finding somebody that meets you and puts you on a pedestal, bro. And I feel like this goes along with just how you want this passion. You want this, this type of romance, dude. I feel like overall, this is what you're romanticizing your life. If anything, Aries, it seems like, you definitely are working with the energies on how to alchemize from that. So it seems like you're romanticizing your life and you're thinking about all the things that you want to see come into fruition for yourself as far as your manifestations, dude. So I'm like, good, good. Use that inner wisdom, that inner guidance, that compass. Let me pull you a face card from Rushun. You got two. Ocean of unwavering love, ocean of divine wrath, anger, resentment, and vengeance. Then you got unconditional love, compassion, and selflessness. So I think you're letting go of the anger. I feel like you're definitely letting go of resentment, the things that really got away in the knife, like some in the night, like it was a thief in the night. Somebody could have tried to steal your peace or anything like that. There might have been a time where you had to like stand up for yourself, encourage yourself to keep moving forward, and letting people know you're not the one to play with. You know what I mean? And you know how much self-respect, self-love you have for yourself, and you're not going to take the bullshit. So when people come around you and everything, they have to come truly authentically. I feel like you're calling into people that mirror your soul right now. And I feel like, you're also calling in a partner if you don't already have one, Aries, that's going to be mirroring your soul and it's going to be reflecting back the things that you want to see. You know, I feel like this is something you deserved, like you earned. You know what I mean? You're breaking a lot of chains that have held you down, especially if you had any energetic cord still tied to anybody, any like, ancestral wounds that you had to overcome and heal. You had to be the chain breaker, the one that stops the cycles in your family and shit, man. And at the same time, you're still manifesting and, writing down the things to God, what you want to see to come to fruition. I see peacock feathers. You're somebody of royalty. You know what I mean? Let me pick you out a card from the daily forecast. I hope I don't sound like I'm just rambling, Aries. I see what you're trying to, envision for yourself. And I feel like you're very protective over your dreams and how you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely see you calling in a partner that's going to mirror you. Takes time sometimes. whatever, that you've been going through, that's been a challenge for you, and has been something that's been dominating over your life because you might have lost someone, that you felt like that was irreplaceable or something that, what now isn't tangible, man. I feel like, you might have been in your feels about this, you know? You might have been like losing weight and everything like that, but it seems like you were also overcoming these challenges, either this relationship, the things that you felt like was a losing battle at one point in time. I feel like that's where that divine wrath came in, and you decided to break those chains. You know, I feel like people really started to notice you, Aries, after this time. You know, maybe they thought you were going to stay down, but you didn't. You overcame the challenge, and I feel like people in your community or somebody really special acknowledges that in you, Aries. But yeah, man, this is your reading. Have a good morning. Bye.